I mean, we're literally not even 3 months in yet, and already these people are putting our national security at risk, let alone trying to take away everybody's social security, Medicaid, Medicare, food stamps, firing thousands and thousands of federal workers and what have you, threatening to make Canada the 51st state, the Panama Canal, Greenland, all the tariffs. It's just so hard to keep up with. But I'm sure that y'all have seen the debacle where the text message leaked out on that Signal app to the reporter from the Atlantic, Jeffrey Goldberg. And Pete Hegseth came out after the White House already acknowledged that it had happened and said, "Oh well, Jeffrey Goldberg is a shady reporter from the Atlantic. You can never trust him. He's always lying." After the White House already confirmed that this happened, but obviously it goes without saying that if a Democrat had done this, or if anybody else had done anything remotely similar to this, Republicans would be losing their mind. This is Tulsi Gabbard being unable to defend the situation right here. We're going to run through several videos of Republicans basically just struggling to defend this because you can. It's like, the Signal app is, people can hack it, and you're just advertising to the world that any of their computer nerds can just type a few buttons and get into our information. I mean, I don't know exactly how that works, and I'm sure it's more difficult than that, but this is not a good sign.
Senior officials discussing the Yemen war plans?
Senator, I don't want to get into the specifics.
Ma'am, were you on? You're not going to be willing to address. So you're not, are you denying, Matt, will you answer my question, ma'am? You were not TG on this group chat?
I'm not going to get into the specifics.
So you refuse to acknowledge whether you were on this group chat?
Senator, I'm not going to get into the
Why
specifics.
are you going to get into the specifics? Is it because it's all classified?
Because this is currently under review by the National Security
Because
Council.
it's all classified? If it's not classified, share the text now.
As the White House previously
Is it classified or non-classified information on this text?
I can confirm.
Director Radcliffe, were you on the group chat?
Senator, I was on a Signal messaging group.
So you were the John Ratcliffe on that chat?
I was.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I provide some context, Senator, to that?
Yes, but I've got a series of questions.
Well, but I think it's important because at the outset, you made a couple of comments about Signal messaging using encrypted apps.
They just got this group chat going. They just discussing war plans in Yemen in a group chat instead of in a more, again, like they're just at coffee. They're just out with the family at Top Golf or something, like, "Hey, big head, we gonna bomb Yemen. What you think about that?" Like, "Ooh, girl, I don't know about that. You might want to slow it." I mean, or whatever it is. Like, these people are just, again, it's really difficult to keep up with this level of incompetence. And there's, I'm not going to go super into the background of the story because by now I'm sure that y'all have seen it. We're just going to run through some more of these videos. Here's Jesse Waters. Basically all these people just trying to act like this doesn't matter and like, who gives a shit?
National Security Advisor Mike Waltz accidentally added a reporter to the group text, and not a good reporter. Jeffrey Goldberg from The Atlantic, one of the biggest hoax artists around. Well, he heard some things he probably shouldn't have, but could have been a wee bit of a security breach. I'm sure it won't happen again.
Where's the sound? Oh, I guess they cut it off. Midway through or whatever.
Being a St. Louis.
Yeah, he's sitting there, and I don't know if it caught on that because I was reading the text, but when Jesse Waters is going on to say like, "Oh, like if you accidentally leak out to your text about the bachelor party to your mom," and it's like, "Oh, now your mom knows all the raunchy details of your bachelor party," but it's just, I mean, it's not the same, and it goes without saying that it isn't the same. It's not like, "Oh, I accidentally sent this text out to someone I'm talking shit about." This is our national security. This is information about what the United States is and is not doing overseas. I mean, like, if our national security is that flimsy and we're not even 3 months in yet, we got a long 4 years. All right, now we got Josh Hawley doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Basically just pretending like everybody tripping and nobody should be concerned about how this went down. Here we go with this.
Senator Hawley, I'll just read part of this piece in The Atlantic. The world found out shortly before 2 p.m. Eastern on March 15th that the U.S. was bombing Houthi targets across Yemen. And this reporter, Jeffrey Goldberg, writes that I, however, knew 2 hours before the first bombs exploded that the attack might be coming. The reason I knew this is that, again, this is the article in The Atlantic, that Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, had texted me the war plan at 11:44 a.m. The plan included precise information about weapons packages, targets, and timing. Senator, your reaction to this?
Well, I thought what the Secretary of Defense just said, Laura, was an outstanding statement. And listen, I mean, we don't know how much of this is accurate or not, but it looks like even if everything the Atlantic reported is true, it's the president's advisors discussing among themselves options they might recommend to the president. And nobody can deny the success of what the president is doing here, which is what Pete Hegseth just underscored.
Again, irrelevant. What does that have to do with anything? We're going to rewind it a few seconds back, because nothing he's saying right now is relevant to the fact that these people are demonstrating that they can't be trusted with our national security, especially Pete Hegseth, the ultimate DEI hire. I mean, he's just completely beyond unqualified to be in the position that he's in. All right, so let's hear what he's saying.
Is true is the president's advisors discussing among themselves options they might recommend to the president.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. They weren't discussing it among themselves in a secure line. They were doing it in a group chat on Signal, and it got out to somebody just because they accidentally clicked his name. So you're not even addressing the issue.
And nobody can deny the success of,
Again, Hillary's emails, all that bullshit.
What the president is doing here, which is what Pete Hegseth just underscored. And this is what the leftist media is reduced to. They can't argue with the policies which the American people support. They can't argue with this new demonstration of American strength that is keeping America.
Again, the policies that the American people support. What policies are those? The firing the federal workers, going after Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare. What policies are you talking about exactly?
Americans safe at home and abroad, and
making prescription medication more expensive on the very first day. Is that what you're talking about?
And so now we're griping about who's on a text message and who's not. I mean, come on.
Yeah, well,
and also, I mean, come on. What else are his super winning agenda? What else? Am I missing something? Is it the imperialism, threatening to take Canada and just take these countries, all the tariffs, the isolationism? Nah, people really ain't feeling that. And again, even if they were, what does that have to do with how they're so lackadaisical with our national security? But again, we just ran through basically what the next 4 years is going to be like. The Trump administration is going to do incredibly stupid things day in and day out, and there's no real way to defend it. I mean, so it's just going to be like, everybody tripping, or they're going to run out of town halls like we've been watching them do. Hey now, thank you so much for tuning in here at Politics and Paper. If you like what I do and you support my work, go ahead and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it, and it really helps to support what we do here.